Can it get any worse for Manchester City? Since Pep Guardiola assumed the reins at the Citizens, this is evidently his worst run. I want to believe that the Spaniard is tactical enough to be able to find a solution to their problems, but as of today, it doesn't look as if there is any light at the end of this tunnel. And at this juncture, I want to say a big welcome to you to our maiden edition of Sports 360, your home of sports. We start off with tennis. Novak Djokovic has appointed Andy Murray to be part of his coaching team. Why, you might wonder? I want to believe that this should not come as a surprise to anybody because we've always seen Novak bring in former greats to help on his skills. And we've heard of the likes of Andre Agassi being on his team, even a Boris Becker. So bringing in Andy Murray is not really a new thing for me. I want to believe that Murray will help him take his game to another level and hopefully come the next Grand Slam, which is at Melbourne, the Australian Open, we will see a different Novak Djokovic and hopefully he might take home his 25th Grand Slam, which we already know he is the record holder with 24 Grand Slams, and I don't really think anything or anyone will be stopping him from catching home another slam. And moving on to boxing, we saw the fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Yeah, Mike Tyson got knocked down a couple of times, but ended up finishing the bout, only losing by a unanimous decision to Jake Paul. Well, critics have come out to say that boxing match was staged. If going by who we know Tyson to be, most likely he would have defeated Jake Paul. But Jake Paul's company, Most Valuable Promotions, has come out to debunk that, saying he did not cheat and we cannot cheat. Our 27-year-old fighter was good enough to take it to Mike Tyson and could have even knocked him out if all was in his favor. But at the end of the day, who knows? Was it rigged? Was it not? Well, we don't know, but I want to believe that the fight was real. Although, what were you expecting from a 58-year-old Mike Tyson? It would have been too much to ask for him to pick the victory over the 27-year-old Jake Paul. But kudos to both of them. They earned good money. Jake Paul got $40 million for that fight, and Mike Tyson walked home with a cool $20 million. Now to football. We have first on the list the EPL. It's not looking rosy for Manchester City. I do not see them defending this crown. This would have been good news to all Arsenal fans across the globe, but the problem here is that Arsenal, beautiful football they've been playing past couple of seasons, only having Manchester City to contend with. But this season that Manchester City is still looking for form is the one season Liverpool is pulling their weight. The Anfield Giants are performing exceptionally well and it's making it totally difficult for Arsenal to be able to lift the Premier League. Mikel Arteta and the Arsenal gang want to lift that Premier League, and this is not looking as if it's also going to be their year because Liverpool are relentless. They are a burning train, they are moving so fast, and hopefully they might be the ones to lift the trophy. Pep Guardiola did say they have lifted the PL trophy 4 consecutive times, and probably this is the time for a new champion, but he will not go down without a fight. So if you want to wrestle that crown from the EPL defending champions, then you have to fight for it, which I believe Liverpool are currently doing. Liverpool's next game is against Manchester City at Anfield, and if Liverpool could get all 3 points from that game, then I think it's curtains for Manchester City and Provenance. Last weekend games, we saw Leicester City at home get defeated by Chelsea by 2-1. Tottenham defeated Manchester City by 4-0. I want to believe nobody saw that one coming. Fulham, they defeated at home by Wolves 4-1. Around Alex Iwobi scored the opening goal of that game, only to fall by 4. Arsenal defeated Forest 3-0. Arsenal are doing all they need to do, keep up the fight, keep going, and hopefully, maybe Liverpool goes stutter and they could come good. Bournemouth lost to Brighton by 2-1. Saints, Southampton, they're defeated by Liverpool 3-2 at St. Mary's. Ipswich Town played out a 1-1 draw with Manchester United. That was Ruben Amorim's first game in charge as Manchester United coach. Lots of people were wondering why they did not retain Van Nistelrooy, or at least kept him in the coaching crew. Well, I don't know what the management have up their sleeves, but I think it was a disservice to let go of Van Nistelrooy, who was doing exceptionally well after taking over as interim coach from Erik ten Hag. Amorim probably did not want the legendary status of Van Nistelrooy hovering around him and getting compared to Manchester United legend over and over again. So probably that's the reason why he had to let him go. But I do think it was a misstep on the part of United. Amorim's first game in charge saw Marcus Rashford scoring his very first goal for Amorim. If you ask me, I don't think Marcus Rashford is a striker. He should be played out wide on the left. Winter transfer window is upon us, and let's see what Amorim will do in the transfer market. People are hearing that he wants to bring one or two from the summer club Sporting Lisbon. He has come out to say no, he will not disrupt Sporting Lisbon's momentum till probably in the summer, where he might put one or two. But for right now, he wants them to be doing good because he's a Lisbon fan. Mohamed Salah is complaining. He had an interview with BBC that he has not been offered a new contract at Liverpool. Remember that his contract will be winding up at the end of the current season. I do not see why a Liverpool won't to let go of Mohamed Salah unless he's having issues with the coach, and as far as I know, I have not gotten any such feelers, and I want to believe that Liverpool still respects the man and will definitely offer him a new deal. Him saying it in an interview probably is trying to let Liverpool understand that if you don't offer me something soon, I might start thinking about my future. Besides, we are hearing clubs like Barcelona in La Liga and clubs even in Syria are also gunning for his signatures. Not forgetting the Arab guys who are willing to throw as much money as they can at Mohamed Salah to bring him to the Middle East. But I don't want to believe that Mohamed Salah at this point wants to go to Saudi Arabia, though the money would be tempting. But I still want to believe come next season he will still be at Anfield. I'm talking about Arsenal again. It's kind of funny that Arsenal are third on the EPL log because standing at number 1 is Liverpool with 31 points. Manchester City are still holding strong in second position, though with an 8-point deficit at second with 23 points. Chelsea have 22 points, Arsenal 22 points, and Brighton also making up top 4 with 22 points. Chelsea are ahead of Arsenal on goals difference, and you begin to wonder how come Chelsea are that high up. Let's be honest with you, I did not give Chelsea a chance this season because they had too many players. Come to think of it, too many. They have about 1,001 players, not even counting the academy boys. I was wondering how a new coach, because they brought in a new coach with a new philosophy, was going to cope. Maresca, hats off to you. I did not say this because obviously I thought he was going to struggle. I thought Chelsea was going to struggle, but they're doing okay. They could do better, yes, but then they are in third place and fighting for the top 4, holding on strong. And I want to believe that they will make top 4. Will they be second? Will they be third? Will they be fourth? That remains to be seen. But I want to believe that if they keep going at this pace, obviously Chelsea will come out in the top 4 and play the Champions League come next season. Moving over to Spain. In the La Liga, topping the log is obviously Barcelona with 34 points. Madrid is closely following second. They are on 30 points and they have a game in hand. Atletico Madrid are on 29. Villarreal in fourth place are on 25, and Atletico Bilbao are fifth with 23 points. If Madrid were to win their game in hand, but though we all know a game in hand is just a game in hand, if they were to win that game in hand, then they will only be trailing Barcelona with just a point. With just a point, anything can happen. One slip, Madrid might push in front, and we know that Ancelotti knows how to win this league. He knows how to win leagues all across Europe. He has done it in the top 5 leagues in Europe, the only manager to have ever done that. So Barcelona definitely will be looking over their shoulders and be hoping that they can keep putting space between them and Real Madrid. On match day 14th, we saw Valencia defeat Betis by 4 goals to 2. I honestly didn't really see that one coming. Atletico Madrid defeated Alaves 2-1. Alaves were leading 1-0 for almost 7-something minutes before Atletico equalized and took the winner. Celta Vigo and Barcelona played out a 2-2 draw. Barcelona stumbled. That will be delightful news for Real Madrid. Osasuna and Villarreal played out a 2-2 draw as well. Leganés lost to Madrid 3-0. Madrid had to win that game, especially after Barca drew to Celta Vigo. Bilbao defeated Sociedad by 1-0. Atletico Bilbao still trying to keep pace, trying to see if they can make it into the top 4. And next weekend we have Mallorca taking on Valencia. Barcelona will be at home to Las Palmas. Real Madrid will be playing Getafe. Valladolid will be at home to Atletico Madrid. And Real Sociedad will be taking on Real Betis, which is going to be a very, very huge game. That game, Barcelona-Las Palmas, barring any unforeseen circumstances, Barcelona should be able to get past Las Palmas. Madrid-Getafe is a big one. It's a derby, but Madrid always seems to be able to triumph over Getafe. Vinicius Junior is injured, and Vinny is complaining that the fixture congestion is just getting out of hand, and that is the reason why we're seeing more and more players get loads of injuries. Is he right? Is he wrong? You've been paid the big bucks, so for that, people expect much from you, because we all know that to whom much is given, much is expected. And yes, We want to see all the best players on the field at every given time. With the amount of money being pumped in by UEFA, by FIFA, by sponsors, these guys have to understand that much more will be required from them. One analyst came out to say, these guys need to understand that many of these clubs need the monies, because without these monies, they will go bankrupt. So they're going to end up playing more and more competitions, irrespective of the fact that it's really going to be harmful to the players. And Vinicius Junior, I'm saying this to you directly, I hope you get better soon, because right now Mbappe will be playing his favorite role. So I think Mbappe will be sleeping tonight with a smile on his face, because he knows that Vini being out is going to give him a chance to claim that position as his own. We're talking about left wing right now. It's a pity Vini is out, but get well soon, my brother. Then moving over to Serie A, one of my favorite leagues. Leading the log is Napoli. Nobody saw that one coming, especially after the disastrous season they had last time out. They brought a seasoned coach in, Antonio Conte, who knows how to maneuver every single league. He went to the EPL, we should not forget, and won the EPL in his first season. In his first season as Juventus manager, he also won the league. He also went unbeaten with Juventus, we should not forget. He did it with Inter, he won the league with Inter. And now he's at Napoli, and I think this comes as no surprise to anyone that he's leading the log. Although, this is one of the tightest Serie A races we've ever seen. One of the tightest races in any league, to be honest. Because at the number 1 spot, we have Napoli. Number 2, we have Atalanta on 28 points. Inter is number 3 on the log with 28 points. Fiorentina is at number 4 position with 28 points. And Lazio are 5th with 28 points. So just 1 point separating 1st from 5th. So nobody, and I mean nobody, would want to make a single mistake at this point, because you blink and it's gone. Last weekend we saw Hellas Verona at home taking on Inter Milan. There were no match. They got blown away by 5-0. Milan and Juve, the much anticipated game of the weekend at the Giuseppe Meazza, was an eyesore. I must confess, it was one of the worst games of football I have ever seen. It was so drab. I wasted 2 hours of my life watching that, and I want to believe that these guys can do better and put up a show come this weekend. Milan and Juve played out a goalless draw. For 90-something minutes, Milan did not really have a clear-cut chance or a shot on target, and it was abysmal coming from both sides. I am not even saying Milan didn't play well because they were at home. Both didn't play well. I think both came with the mindset that we don't want to lose. Parma were defeated by Atalanta 3-1. Our Demola Lookman got the goal in that game. He initially scored, but VAR took it away. But he ended up making amends, and they defeated Parma by 3-1. Como, they are defeated at home. Remember, Como is being coached by Cesc Fabregas. He's also part owner, I believe. And Como were defeated by Fiorentina 2-0. Palladino, who is the coach of Fiorentina, was coach of Monza last season. He moved over to Fiorentina, brought along Moise Kean. Moise Kean has been doing exceptionally well for Fiorentina, banging in goals right, left, and center. What Juventus need right now is a goal scorer, and you will not imagine they sold Moise Kean to Fiorentina, and Moise Kean is banging in the goals where they cannot even buy a goal to save their season. Napoli defeated Roma 1-0. This was a result that wouldn't have happened last season, because Napoli would have struggled. But this season, practically every game they go into, you're expecting them to come out with the results, maximum results at that. And kudos to Napoli. Lazio, Baroni, what can we say? I did not see this from Lazio, but they are fighting tooth and nail with the Serie A leaders, and they also want to be in the mix come the end of the season. Lazio defeated Bologna. Bologna, a team that was coached by Thiago Motta last season. Motta right now is the coach of Juventus. This coming weekend, we have my Milan taking on Empoli. I want to believe that Milan will definitely come good. The problem we're having with Milan this season is that we don't know which Milan will turn up at every game. Is it the Milan that defeated Real Madrid in the Champions League by 3-1, or is it the Milan that played Juve last weekend that we're going to see on the night? Parma will be taking on Lazio, and I want to believe that Lazio will be too good for Parma. If they don't get the victory, at least they will take a point out of that game. Torino is at home to Napoli. As far as Lukaku is firing on all cylinders, we expect Napoli to be able to get the better of Torino. Fiorentina will be taking on Inter, and that's the big game of the weekend. Fiorentina is at home, so they're expected to get something out of that game. Inter will not want to lose pace with Napoli, so Inter will be fighting for their lives. That will be a make or break for both teams. I want to believe that Fiorentina will want to show what their mettle is made of, and Inter will want to also stamp their feet, saying that we are the biggest thing in the Serie A. We are defending champions, and Lecce will be taking on Juve. I would have said Juve will take all 3 points, but the problem is Juve finds it difficult to score goals. They don't lose games. Remember, they have not lost in the Serie A this season. They have played Milan, they have played Inter. They've not lost a game this season, but winning the games are their major problems. Scoring goals is an issue for them. I hope they will be able to solve that come the weekend. Roma, another big game, will be taking on Atalanta. We all know that Atalanta and Gasparini do great things, and when they are in their mood, they can defeat anybody. We saw how they annihilated Leverkusen in the Europa League finals, and they have been doing wonderfully well in the league this season as well. Ademola Lookman is firing on all cylinders, and they'll be raring to go. I want to believe that Roma, being coached by Claudio Ranieri, remember that Ranieri is back, and yes, Ranieri is at home. First home game of his homecoming, and will he be able to collect all 3 points against Atlanta? That would be a tough ask. I think Roma will be happy if they can walk away from the Olympico with a point. And in League 1, match day 12 saw Nice defeat Strasbourg 2-1. Strasbourg is the other team owned by the owners of Chelsea, and that's why you have loads of Chelsea players on loan to Strasbourg. Current Strasbourg captain right now, Andres Santos, is a Chelsea boy. They were defeated by Nice. They played some good football. At least Rosano, who is their new head coach, is doing exceptionally well too with Strasbourg. Lille defeated Rennes by 1-0. Reims played out a 1-1 draw with Lyon. Lens were defeated by Marseille 3-1. Yes, that was expected. A lot of people would think Lens should be able to get something from that game, but I believe that Marseille, with the amount of players they have and their coach, were going to be too strong for Lens. PSG at home to Toulouse defeated Toulouse. They were to lose by 3-0. And Monaco defeated Brest. That was the big game of the season. Both teams, as you know, are in the Champions League. Monaco defeated Brest by 3-2. Monaco this season is punching above their weight. They are doing good things, and they are even second on the log, because in the League 1, table reads as follows: PSG 32 points, Monaco not too far behind though on 26 points, Marseille in third with 23 points, Lille are in fourth with 22, and then Nice are making up the rear with 20 points. Next weekend we will see the big one, Marseille taking on Monaco. That game, very, very dicey. I will not be able to take out my neck to say Marseille will defeat Monaco, or Monaco will be defeating Marseille, but I want to honestly believe that there will be goals in that one. Lyon will be taking on Nice, PSG will be at home to Nantes, and Brest will be taking on Strasbourg. PSG at home to Nantes, I want to believe that that will be 3 points for Luis Enrique and his charges. I want to believe they are good enough to win the league. Yeah, they are definitely going to win the league again. Nantes will not be what will be stopping PSG or trying to derail them. PSG are home, apart the France, and I want to believe that they will be able to defeat Nantes at the end of that game. But the game worth watching in League 1 will be Marseille-Monaco, because both of them want to lay claim to that second position, at least second position, because yes, they all know that the favourites will always be PSG, but for them to be able to compete, they need to keep gathering points. And then let's move over to the Bundesliga, where Bayern are topping the log on 29 points. Eintracht Frankfurt follows suit with 23. RB Leipzig are in third place with 21. Leverkusen are on 20 points, and Dortmund 19 points. Last weekend we saw a festival of goals in the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich defeated Augsburg by 5-0. Muslia was the focal point. He spearheaded everything good about Bayern Munich. Dortmund defeated Freiburg 4-0. Leverkusen defeated Heidenheim by 5-2. Hoffenheim defeated Leipzig 4-3. Frankfurt defeated Werder Bremen by 1-0. That was the one that we did not see a feast of goals, but like I said, the Bundesliga generally had too many goals to count. We all love to see goals, part of why we watch the game, and Bundesliga last week was really exciting. It was fun, it was captivating. They all put on a show, and kudos to all the leaders on the log, because they all won except for Leipzig. Match day 12, we're going to see Union Berlin taking on Leverkusen. Leipzig will be at home to Wolfsburg. Dortmund will be taking on Bayern Munich. Heidenheim will be at home to Frankfurt. The big game definitely is Dortmund at home to Bayern Munich. Dortmund are at home, and we all will expect that the yellow wall will be the 12th man and will be able to push them to victory. But somehow, some way, Bayern keeps finding a way to take points away from Dortmund, and I do not want to believe that this weekend will be any different. I still see Bayern being too strong for Dortmund even at home. Bayern, if they don't win this game, at least we get a point from it. But one thing I can assure you is these two teams hardly play out a goalless draw, so we are going to definitely see goals in this one. And I will still be going for Bayern to like take all three. Now we're moving over to my favorite segment of the show. It is called our top 5 from the Big 5. It's our prediction corner. Now moving over to our top 5 from the top 5 leagues in Europe. In the EPL, the biggest game will be Liverpool-Manchester City. Yes, Liverpool will, for me, be able to get points off City, but then never forget that City is a big team and will not want to go out without a fight. City will come out swinging and Liverpool will have their work cut out for them. But if you ask me, I think Liverpool will go home with at least a point. They're Anfield crying out loud, and I do not see them dropping all three. But my prediction for that game will be over 1.5. If you know what over 1.5 means, it clearly means that there will be more than a goal in that game. I will be going for over 1.5, more than a goal in that game. So if you're a betting man, I think that's where we are headed. In the Serie A, the biggest game definitely is Fiorentina at home to Inter. I have said severally that Fiorentina is doing well this season. Palladino is making them play some very beautiful brand of football, scoring goals, making things happen for themselves and their team. But we all know who Inter is. Inter are the current champions of the Serie A, and they will want to stamp their pedigree on this game and tell Fiorentina that we're still the team to beat if we want to have any claim to the top spot. I think that game too will be over 1.5. Inter always scores goals. Fiorentina this season are scoring loads of goals. So 1.5 for me will be the way to go. I see them both scoring goals. I see Inter winning or drawing this game, but my stake will be over 1.5. In La Liga, Real Madrid at home to Getafe. I see Real Madrid picking up all 3 points. They need 3 points, and let's not forget Mbappe will be playing in his favorite position. This is a time for him to take claim to say, as good as Vini is, I'm better. I'm Mbappe. I'm one of the world's best players. I'm a World Cup winner. I can do this. I can propel Madrid in the absence of Vini Jr. So hopefully, I think that's a game where Mbappe will come into his own. And in French Ligue 1, it's Monaco versus Marseille. Marseille will be at home, and that's another game that I want to believe that will produce loads of goals. Monaco knows how to find the back of the net. Likewise, Marseille has been scoring goals too. So I want to believe that this is another game that will turn out with more than 1 goal. So I'm going with over 1.5 in this game. And lastly, in the Bundesliga, we talked about Dortmund facing Bayern Munich. Tough ask for Dortmund, though they are home. Yes, they want to win this to like get into the top 4, but I want to believe that Harry Kane in the striking position, as far as he's fit for the game, would be able to like put one past Dortmund, if not more. He scored a hat-trick last weekend. I see Dortmund taking nothing out of this game, so I'm going with Bayern. But to be on the safer side, if I were to put my money on it, I would say a win or draw for Bayern Munich. A quick reminder that you have to bet responsibly. Do not put what you cannot afford to lose on any game. Remember, we are not the ones playing the games. We cannot be 100% sure of the outcome of any game. So do not put what you cannot afford to lose. Bet responsibly. And like I always keep reminding you all, like, share, and comment. It's been fun doing this with you. Sports 360 returns to this same space next week. Make sure you keep a date with me. I remain Mark Osifo, but you can call me the Big Mac. Let's do this again next week.